Howdy and welcome to another episode Postcard from Moorhead. I'm your host, cook, chef, I'm Larry Dixon. And today we are doing easy chicken and dumplings. I've done chicken and dumplings once or twice in the past and, boil the chicken. It was an all-day process. I have to give credit on this one. Got this recipe from a Paula Deen video. Looked easy, looked tasty, so I'm going to give it a try. So, what's the ingredients that we need? 2 boxes of chicken broth. This is Mary Hill dumplings. They're in the frozen section of your grocery store. We have 1/4 cup of unsalted butter. In addition to the chicken broth, I'm going to put in a gob of better than bouillon chicken broth here. Going to give it some extra flavor. I really like that stuff. Celery. It called for 1 cup of chopped celery, 1 cup of chopped carrots, 1/4 cup of flour, the frozen dumplings, the chicken, 1 tablespoon of thyme and 1 tablespoon of parsley, and 1 cup of chopped onion. It called for yellow onion. I don't care what color onion you use. But to get this started, we picked up a rotisserie chicken. That has eliminated several hours of work. So the first thing I'm going to do is get this skin off of the chicken. You've seen the ingredients that I'm going to use for this recipe. Now it is time to put it together. The recipe calls for 1/4 cup unsalted butter. So while I'm cutting up the vegetables, I'm going to put the butter in my pot and let it be melting. So let's see how close I am to 1 cup of onion here. And that is perfect. Talk about luck. That's a cup of celery. There is 1 cup of carrots. Paula Deen's instructions said that we need to have the butter melted, which I've got it melted. I need to turn the heat up on my burner and stir in these veggies for about 6 minutes. That was her instructions. Kind of soften them up. We're at the 6-minute mark, and I have stirred, and it's starting to smell good, and this is just the vegetables already. The next step now is to pour in the flour. Okay, it's been about 2 minutes. Add 2 boxes of chicken broth. I am glad I went with this bigger pot than the little pot I had pulled out earlier. Now, according to Paula Deen, this makes 4 servings. I guess if you're a little person, maybe. In the meantime, the dumplings. The instructions on the pack said these are frozen dumplings. It said to microwave them for 20 seconds. So while that's coming to a boil, I'm going to break these up into smaller pieces. About that size. I may even go with half. That would make a nice dumpling. And I fully expected I was going to have to use some of this bouillon because I want that chicken and dumpling flavor. I'm going to guess a tablespoon, heaping tablespoon. I have come to a rolling boil, so now it is time to put in my dumplings. I have eaten these before, but I've never cooked with them. It's a Mary Hill dumplings. Once we put these dumplings in there, we need to stir constantly to make sure they don't stick to the bottom of the pot. I'm used to the round dumplings, so this is going to be a new experience for me cooking with these flat dumplings. The aroma is good, but we're going to see what it tastes like in a little bit. And in a little bit, I'm talking maybe a little over a half hour. I'll be honest with you, I was skeptical that a whole pack of these dumplings was going to be too much, but when I looked down in there, nope, this is going to be about right. Put the lid back on. I'm going to bring it back up to a hard boil, and then I'm going to turn it down and let it simmer for 30 minutes. In 30 minutes, we're going to add the chicken and then add our seasoning, and then it'll go for another 10 minutes, and it will be ready for chicken and dumplings. I like to throw in the history from time to time about the origin of the foods that we eat. A lot of people may think that chicken and dumplings is something that originated in the Deep South or somewhere in America. Well, that simply isn't true. Some people think it started in the Civil War. Some people, it was a Depression era invention. Dumplings with some sort of shredded meat date all the way back to 1600. Cookbooks for decades of the 19th century mention recipes of boiled dumplings of some sort with a shredded meat. Letitia Bryan's The Kentucky Housewife's book includes a recipe for rolled suet dumplings and served with the broth and shredded meat. So it's important to know that the enslaved Africans that came to this country, they did improve on the chicken and dumplings. So it's time to add the meat. It's been 10 minutes. Add the seasoning. And I can tell you already, I think I would prefer the nice round fluffy dumplings over this, but I thought I'd give it a try. The recipe called for 2 cups of chicken. Really? This is chicken and dumplings. So once I get this in there, it's going to go for another 10 minutes. Then we're going to have our little taste test. Well, this is my first attempt at making chicken and dumplings with these little flat dumplings. So I'm going to give it a taste test right here. It looks a little thick. A little bit thicker than what I'm used to. And so let's give it a try. Well, I'm used to the big fluffy round dumplings. I don't know so much about this. It's good. It's just not what I'm used to. I really like the big round fluffy dumplings. It is good. It's just not what I'm used to. So don't forget to hit that subscribe, like, and share. This is Larry Dixon, postcard from Morehead Chicken and Dumplings. This is my first time using flat dumplings. I definitely would go with the round ones and the big fluffy ones in the future, and cut back on that seasoning a little bit. So I will make these changes in the recipe below for my recommendations. See you down the road. Subscribe, like, and share. Larry Dixon, postcard from Morehead Chicken and Dumplings.